This is the Nifty Alpha. I'm Pio. I'm here with Nifty Nick and the Sophisticated Art Speculator. And on this show, we are going to be talking about 3 NFT projects: Eponym, Jungle Freaks, and Evolving Forest. If you want to scrub forward, you can check out the timestamps of the different chapters in the description and skip forward to whatever you want to watch. Nick, how you doing today?
How am I doing? Well, I'm doing phenomenally well. I don't know if you were asking me, Nick, or the other Nick, but
he was asking me, of course.
I'm sure that the whole audience is really interested in how I'm doing, what my emotions are, because they give a crap.
I agree.
I'm ecstatic. I just want to say, I know you didn't ask me, but I'm ecstatic because, and not for the people that were pained by this, but Stack Toads got completely rugged today. Complete 100% rug. Token went to night zone. All of the liquidity pool was drained. So this is exactly what we were talking about with these, DeFi Ponzi schemes, and it's sad to see, but just be careful out there. We are in a slow market, and so in slow markets is when you see the naughty stuff come out. So just be careful out there.
That naughty stuff does come out. That's a dangerous territory. You got to be a little bit careful out there because the floor is there's a little bit of paper hand action that you'll see in the market.
A little shaky.
Yeah, but Eponym, this one is actually up from where it was this morning when we were discussing it. It had gone below 1 ETH again. Now it's back at 1.1.
A lot of people like this project out there.
This thing is so dope.
What? Really? That's your feeling on it?
I like it a lot. This is the first time I'm looking at it, which is a big shame on me. When it come out?
3 days ago, I want to say. And I think you could have minted it for 0.08 or something like that.
Yep.
But it sat down in the 0.1, 0.2 range for a while, like a day.
I was on the minting site considering minting, and I'm like, nah, this ain't going nowhere. This is I'm gonna pass on this bad boy because look at the art. Looks like crap. Looks like a child puked on a canvas and then called it AI.
The art is literally exceptional. It's incredible. Like, look at this. A machine made this? That is bonkers.
But literally, if you learn how to do AI, like, I don't understand. You can put this into any AI program and it's going to give you this. Like, I don't understand, like, how evolved this system is. Like, it just seems like they use GPT-3.
So for those that don't know, this was one of those projects. There's been a few before, but this one got a lot of people excited about it. But this is like a text-based generative art project where you enter a phrase. It could be a single word, but most people enter a phrase. And then based on that phrase, they somehow turn that into a dynamic number. And then that number mints a random generative art piece. So there's a little bit of a fun component to it with the name or whatever phrase you use influences the art.
Yeah. So GPT-3 is the program that's used for generating this sort of stuff. I agree
with you, Nick. I'm -5 ETH on generative art, and all of it looks just like this.
Literally every project, they all look the same. I don't understand how you differentiate between one and the next. I understand on generative art as it applies to art blocks, every artist has a unique algorithm that they've actually created, and they do look differentiatable, if that's even a word. Differentiated. And so one from the next looks different. Let's dumb it down there. And with this, one AI project to the next looks like another AI project. Like, it looks like a bunch of blurry abstract colors where you can kind of make out what the thing is. And so I want to draw a line between AI assisted art, fully AI generative art, and then actual generative algorithmic art that people are writing the algorithm for. Those are 3 separate categories.
And Benjamin Wood had a good question right here. Does every generative art have the link to the words, though? I think that's what makes it unique. There's been a few projects like this previously. This isn't the first one to do a text into generative art project, but it is one of the few, and it may be arguably the current best. And there's a lot of people that like this project that I respect in the industry. And the thing is a lot of times, like, it is about the art, but it's not necessarily about the art. Sorry, I'm dipping here. I've had a fucked up day. Okay. Basically, there's a uh, there's something to be said about, like, if the right people are behind a project, it can define the success of a project, even if it's like not insanely above the comparable projects out there. I think I agree with like Pio. Like, I think the art is like they did a good job with it. There's like lots of variety. There's lots of uniqueness amongst the pieces. So I think they did a good job with that. And there's just a lot of people that like, that are, respectable in the community that like the project. So I think it's, one that could potentially get legs.
So in terms of, I'm still hearing that mouse though slightly there, PO, and it's going to make me throw my camera out the window, and that's going to be an expensive mistake. So in terms of this project, though, I think that as it applies to this art, it is interesting.
Like, that's a beautiful bird
But
flying
people have
into the sunset.
this is like a programming tutorial with GPT-3. That's the only thing that I don't understand, like whether or not this is actually groundbreaking. But a lot of people love it. I love the fact that I really am listening to that mouse, though. It sounds like you're scraping on the mouse. I just want to be clear. So still coming across that way. You're looking at me like I'm supposed to just proceed, but the whole audience is sitting there saying, "What is up with that noise? I can't even listen to this." They're getting ready to flip out.
Now, Pio, what do you think? What do you think about the project? Let's hear from you on this.
If that mouse is annoying you, please post that in the comments. Just let me know if you're hearing that also, or if that's just a me thing, But I'm interested in Pio's opinion as well.
Well, look, my thought is exactly what I said, right? Which is that I think that the art is insanely dope, or at least most of it is. That's also very easy to say after a project has already reached a 1 ETH floor from like a 0.08 mint price. But I do genuinely really like the art on this. I think it's fantastic. I think it's actually, quite frankly, much more my style compared to, like, say, a art blocks, and even, quite frankly, compared to like a Rafiq Anadol, who's a popular, AI based artist. But I heard a lot of chatter about this on our morning space, and literally the moment I pulled it up and saw the art style, I was like, oh, like, okay, like, I get it. The fact that it's based on words is really cool. But I'm 99% sure that if I show this to my mom, who is a huge art snob, like, my mom didn't want to go to a Monet exhibition. She was like, I'm good. Like, I'm not into Monet, so she's down to like throw shade at Monet. I'm 99% sure that if I show her this piece and I show her some of these other abstract pieces, that she'll be on board. Like, this is absolutely ready for MoMA. It's ready for the Museum of Fine Arts, and I'm not playing around. I'm not saying every single one. This one definitely is, and the last one that I mean, this is absolute, like, this is electric. This is lightning right here. But hey, let me show you one I don't like. I kind of maybe don't like.
You're
this
probably not a
one.
fan of any of them that look like humanoids, right? Because I heard that crowd is hot garbage. Never heard of them before. I don't know who these people are that are posting these comments, but never heard of
Because
them.
we're getting swarmed.
And what's interesting to me is, and I think we covered it a couple of days ago, Hidden in Noise, right? And that was kind of like the Death Beef knockoff. But we are starting to see some wins in the art space. This looks like a caterpillar to me.
I don't like this one because of these little eyeballs or whatever
Little
they are. I
creepy.
don't like that one.
Little
Yeah.
creepy. But yeah, so I think that we're starting to see a little bit of a trend here forming, maybe, because this project is doing well. It's above a 1 ETH. That's a huge guap, 10x from mint. Hidden in Noise, albeit Hidden in Noise, much smaller collection. But that's like a Death Beef knockoff. That's up to 1 ETH right now. So, like, maybe we're starting to see a little bit of a trend shift or something like that, where the Avatar, PFP, typical projects are starting to turn into a little bit of, bags, and we may be starting to see, generative art make a play. I mean, who knows? But
I'm going no go on this one. Here's the deal. Literally, there are so many of these projects taking place right now. You're not going to remember this project 1 week from now. You can't even list the majority of the projects that we've had on our show in the past over the past few weeks. Maybe you can. We don't need to play that game right now. But the main point is,
I was thinking about
but you can't. Dude, here's the reality. As soon as people see this, every programmer is now a Solidity developer. Every artist is an NFT artist, and we're about to be completely saturated by this entire space. I'm interested in buying legit art. I'm interested in buying legit projects, but this space is getting saturated. I will say some of the commenters on this video, very kind individuals, telling us that they're a big fan of this project in particular, and they're not interested in hearing about anything else. So that's what I just wanted to comment on there as well.
So look, Ian over here said the art on Eponyms is great. You're crazy. And I have to agree with him. This is a standout. And the thing is like, when you get these art standouts, like the art standouts, and Nick, you know this because you sold an art block for big money, that stuff can go berserk. And this one, man, this is a crazy, crazy art project right here. Like, this is good shit. This thing could have legs. I can't like just say that I'm gonna.
We're literally watching Pio go from I'd never heard of this project to convincing himself that this is the next
what's kind of
big
fucked
thing.
up is he's convincing me too. And I'm
I
like,
know, but
I've had such a rough week that if he makes me believe in this thing and I go 5 ETH in and it doesn't work out, I may fucking kill myself. Like, I'm not even
well, here's the thing. The thing is so much variation in the style, and that's the same thing with art blocks. So I don't know if there's going to be like the ones that look like this are the desirable ones, and then the ones that have a certain characteristic are the undesirable ones.
I like it, but you can't buy it right now. It's not for sale. So who cares?
Dude, they're bonkers, man. Like, they're really, really good. But look, this one, for example, is not my cup of tea compared to the other ones.
Hey, can someone get Nick that cup of cope medicine? He's gonna need some of that cope medicine right now.
This one looks like it was made by a computer, and I don't think that the other ones look that way. There's something strange about that one that makes me feel, if anything, honestly, and I'm not throwing shade at Rafik
We're
Anadol.
12 minutes into the show looking at this specific project. I just don't
real quick, is there any properties on them? Do you mind clicking through on one?
Yeah, let's take a look. And by the way, look at the art on this one. Autumn in Japan. Well, wow. Wow.
It's pretty.
I like it a lot. I want to buy it just to put it. No, there's no whatever.
I don't understand though, Pia. Have you literally ever looked up AI art? Like, you're being sold. It does look dope. I'm not gonna lie. It looks
really
good. It looks like a painting. But like, come on. Like, do you look up just AI art? Literally just Google AI art and AI art, and I'm going to see and
AI art. Here we are. I'm seeing like stuff that's not as good as what we were just looking at.
Look up AI art paintings, and then go to images on Google. AI art paintings, and what you'll see is
this one looks all right. This is pretty good. This is this is just like an algorithm that was trained to do Van Gogh art.
We got some differences on the table. Nick thinks it's not standout in terms of generative art. Pio loves it.
Is ready to hang that on his wall and spend all of his ETH on this.
I'm on full tilt right now. Like, if I was at a poker table, I'd be shoving fucking junk. I'd be fucking making terrible plays. I'd be trying to bluff people, not working. I'd be trying to go all in with like an ace pair when there's a lot of straight and flush draws on the board. Like, I'm on full tilt right now, so it's going to be hard for me to buy this, but I do like the thesis behind Pio. I'm trying to sit on my hands right now. May change in the next 5 minutes. What do we got next on the docket, Pio?
Yeah. Now that we're halfway through the show, really, that was great.
I will cry if Sophisticated Art Speculator buys in and it goes down in value.
I don't really care. Sometimes you need to feel pain. I did the same thing at the top of the Nifty Gateway bull run.
Mad Dog Jones.
I lost like 50 grand in a week. But that's part of the game. If you're a degen, that's why you gotta get a big chip stack early on, because you're gonna give some of that shit back.
Well, I want to talk about where I'm at with my portfolio if we have time. We wasted a lot of time on that one.
I'm here
because of
all
me.
day. I don't have hard stops. I don't have soft stops. Love Jungle Freaks. What do you think about it, Pio?
I think it's really like, it looks pretty well done. It's getting love from Alex Becker, who is obsessed with it. I mean, excuse me, he's an influencer and he just like pumps stuff to the moon. But this graphic is really good. They're also following the trend that Gremplin had for Cryptodes. So it's like Jungle Freaks by Trossley. When
Oh
you put
man,
What's
there's a mint that I think I just missed, man. This is a disaster. If I miss this, if I literally just miss this, I will be so disappointed. Toad Runners is one that I'm very excited about. Sorry for a tangent there, but that one's supposed to go live.
Toad
And it
Runners
looks-
is what you derailed.
Hold on.
For
It's
Toad
arcade NFTs, which is what made me realize that
Chicken
this is
Derby?
it. This is it. ArcadeNFTs.com.
But
is what.
with Jungle Freaks, here's the thing. Let me tell you this. Guess who told me about Jungle Freaks last night or yesterday?
Signal?
No, a buddy of mine who's like well connected in the crypto space. He's made some good money on NFTs. His cousin just got into NFTs, and he said his cousin and his friends are absolutely bananas about this project. And that's something that we got to figure out. There is like a shift happening where there's new people coming in, and they're coming in through different avenues that we may not see, whether it's Alex Becker, whether it's, but this, guess what? I asked my buddy, I said, did he get on the whitelist? He got on the whitelist. This kid's been in for 2 weeks. So there's some sort of, alpha leak or trend shift, like different things happening. It's not the same game as it used to be, like a month ago, where you could just like mint what, was coming out on calendars and stuff like that.
Literally go to arcadenfts.com. The only reason I say this, or go to them on Twitter, arcade_NFTs.
Are they minting right now?
On Twitter? No, they're not. But here's why I say this. It's the exact same thing. It looks the exact same. Go on Twitter, arcade_NFTs, PO. You'll see a sample of this.
Is it minting right now?
It's literally a rotating arcade machine.
Is it minting right now?
No, it looks like it may be delayed, and I'm trying to find out if that was the case. My apologies for the and you can't mint it because you don't have a crypto.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's for crypto.
I'm done.
He just quit NFTs.
That was my top. I mean, it may not be the top, but that was my top. I'm out. No, it's kidding. I'm good, man. I'm in like the emotionalist stage.
As Adam said, if you buy an arcade NFT, you can get one as well. And I think the floor on that's like 0.17 or something. I forget what it is. I can go and look, but the only reason that I went off on this was Pio, you triggered me, and I went way off.
Why do you like this project?
So I have no idea. They're making some video game stuff. I have no idea, and I was just like, cool. I get to mint some dope thing for Cryptodes. There's also Crypto Flies coming up or something like that as a is the pet that someone else is making off of Cryptodes. Regardless, all of these. This looks the same. Does this not look identical to the other NFTs that you were just looking at?
It does, man. It absolutely does. And the other thing that I was saying before you went on the tangent is that the Jungle Freaks is actually copying the naming convention from Cryptodes, which is you're basically saying it's Jungle Freaks by Trossley. So that's the same thing as Cryptodes by Gremplin, because when you say it like that, like we don't know who Trossley is. I don't know who Trossley is, but when you say
you don't know your boy Trossley, are you kidding?
And then when you put it in the name, then the buyer is like, ooh, by Trossley, like that's the thing, So it's like that's the strategy with that right there. But clearly, there's a lot that's being kind of borrowed from Cryptodes. But that doesn't change that if Nick's saying that normie people that are getting into NFTs are all in on this project. My friend that's obsessed with Alex Becker for some reason, he is all about this too. He's like, Becker says it might be blue chip.
Now these commenters, and I don't know who they are. These people know Trossley, and they're saying you're a loser for not knowing that. And I said, you don't know your boy Trossley? Don't worry, I got y'all. Which is apparently, so there's a couple of things. One, Ian Datz was commenting on the fact that they were working on the algorithm for 5 years associated with that AI one. Okay, my apologies then. I'm sorry. Thought it may have been introductory. I may be completely wrong on that. The other one, while Pio's dealing with the dog because he still has not trained. It's only been a couple years since he first got the dog as a pet, and then now he's gone. So the other item that was here was someone's been a cartoonist for 3, and I don't know who that is. So maybe you can.
I think it's Troxley.
Okay.
I think that was Troxley feedback.
It's Trossley. No, there's no X in there.
Oh, Troxley.
He's Italian. Give him a break, bro.
So, can we get rid of this Jungle Freaks icon though? It's pissing me off on this feed. So, I'm gonna quit NFTs because this thing keeps going on the screen. That's how I'm feeling right now. So, what the fuck is going on? Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. This is some of our best material yet. Just want to say thank you. This has been really fun. We got Nick getting ready to quit NFTs. We got Pio with the dog who literally
I'm not
can't.
I was looking at the arcade NFT play.
Can't stay there.
I'm not buying right now. I'm on tilt. Pio, what's next on the docket? Anyways, this is an Alex Becker production, Jungle Freaks. Trossley, apparently a very, very famous person. If you didn't know that, you need to culture yourself and educate yourself, especially in fine art.
Go to art
history
industry
school. He's in. Go to art history school if you're going to try to make it in NFTs.
Let's discuss Nick's next bag.
Yeah, Nick's going to have a lot to say about this one. But before we go into it, it's like we should call out that without question, the market is in a position that I think none of us have seen / are used to / maybe are ready for, because I'm just like feeling like it's hard we're just not getting the wins that we normally would. I think I'm over here looking for the next PFP project. Maybe that's Jungle Freaks. Already missed it. These new people are getting on these crazy whitelists and just starting off with a bang with like 10Xs and everything. Yeah, I'm really feeling like I'm getting a little bit beat up, and I'm also looking to maybe close some positions to lock in profits. I was hoping to maybe talk about that, but let's talk about evolving forest.
We'll talk about this real quick, and then we'll talk like overall market and how we're all feeling about it. So this is actually like one of the I've lost a lot. I think my core problem has been like over trading and just trying to hit wins with like no belief in the longevity of the project. And the problem is like everybody's trying to do that, and this is really a place where we need to be more selective about projects that we like. So I didn't get the mint these, but I got in at like maybe 0.2 average cost. I got like 10 or something like that. What I like about them is if you actually like click on them and then like go to the details and go to the website, but there's just a fun like roadmap where this kind of reminds me of bonsais, but like a little bit more of like a gamified like progressive bonsai. So it's similar to some of the projects out there where like you're doing things like staking, etc. But like my understanding is that, and if you go to their website, they have like a cool infograph that will lay out the process better than me. But tomorrow, these are going to reveal into their into their like plant shape, and then you're going to be able to do like staking and get like fruit off of your plant or like advance the level of your plant. So it just seems like and I love bonsais and I love the kind of tree stuff.
Dude, Pio, you should pull up the website so you can see what like the roadmap is and stuff like that. We just got the static screen. I feel like you're texting people. You're not even here anymore, Pio. And that sort of commitment to this show, we should just not even do it. We should just end it right now. That's what we should do.
This is good.
What's going on here?
We're gonna see the website here. It's a great website.
My day job is bum rushing me, Nick.
It's okay.
And you are not empathizing with that.
I'm empathizing with it. So if you see like there's some cool, I like the art. It's like it's a cool like plant style thing, and I think that these these things, like eventually, if you do have a metaverse and you have a place, these will be like cool display items. But yeah, you can see like
It's just like bonsais.
it's just like bonsais, yeah. But like it's like kind of different, more like Avatar-ish, that movie Avatar, kind of like the plants that would be in there, a little bit more kind of like alien-like. And then if you keep scrolling down, you'll see like their I think maybe a little bit more. Yeah, right here you can start to see like they have like this like shard, like you get shards, and then you can kind of like combine the shards with like different things that can come off your plants, and then you can create like grow serums or like fruiting or infused. So like for me, this is like a kind of gamified NFT, which I do like. I'm a fan of these types of projects. So
Where
I'm buying it just to have that. Yeah, this is the infographic I was looking, the one you just scrolled by.
where is Toad Runners minting? I don't understand this. Someone just posted in the comment that it's ready, and I don't even see it. So this is really difficult. Whoever's seeing this, please let me know. I have no ability to get this. If you have a comment in the Discord, or can you just post it in the comments and let me know? Michael, who's posting that it's live now and like toying with my emotions about this damn drop. Okay. I'm on edge today, guys. I apologize for that. I'm flipping out.
Who isn't on edge in the NFT market?
It's just an interesting day, you know? It's the emotions are strong here.
Yeah, so anyways, we'll go to PO's like kind of market talk here to wrap things up. But if you just look at this roadmap here, it's kind of cool. It's like it's a gamified bonsai, you know what I mean? And so just seems like a fun project to me. So this isn't even one that I'm gonna flip. I'm just gonna like ride it out, play it out, see what happens. And then in 4 months, I'll sell it for a 10x. But it'll be my fun little bear market play.
So I found the mint. I'm able to do it. It's going to cost me $463 in gas to mint this thing.
My God.
That's fun. I'll stay away. Good luck, man.
It's 0.12. Is that too much?
0.12? Is it free to mint?
In gas?
Yeah, plus 0.08.
Oh, so it's like 0.2 coming out the gate? I don't fucking know these days, dude. Probably go to the moon. Thoughts on Hidden in Noise? Yeah, we talked about it a little earlier with the Eponym generative art project. It's cool to see that there's these like, you know, kind of unique art projects coming out that are doing well. So we're rooting for Hidden in Noise, Skirk. But yeah, gas is pumping. It's probably pumping because of the toads.
Whatever. I'm just gonna go for it, and I'm gonna eat this gas. And
it's a little gamble. You're up a lot this past week, so throw a little money at
it. Literally every single thing I've lost on. This is gonna be an absolute disaster. I'm like so tired of this bullshit.
You can't even do them anymore, dude. The max total supply is 1267, and they're already sold out, so don't even bother.
They are?
I don't know, according to my data, but you do you. All right, so we're looking at a peaceful groupie here. Yeah, so state of the market, it's a decent time to take profits. I mean, I've already divested a good amount over the past couple of months, so I'm in a play of like
here. Let me recreate
stuff, and
I'm
slowly trimming the bad stuff, PO. So I'm trying to get a little bit of capital, trying to slow down my buying, sell out of the projects I don't want to be in, hold the ones that I do like, and just be ready for whatever's around the corner. But get a little liquidity, because you don't know if there's going to be some good opportunities on the horizon. Max is 3K still time, says David Mulder. So Nick, you can jump back in on that toad.
Well, it says that I'm about to get it, so we'll see. I don't know. It's giving me 99% or something like that.
Oh yeah, you got
45 seconds, dude. And maybe Pio, if you could breathe deeper into that microphone, that would really be appreciated. Today's a great day, guys. It's a real great day. I just paid $400 in gas to mint something. Pio's breathing into a microphone. I'm going to discuss this in therapy today. That's what today's therapy is going to be about. Okay.
Well, the real question is that will Toad Runners? I hope Toad Runners works out for you. I can't do it, but I just don't have.
I got it.
Any will left in me.
There we go.
So, the reason I bring this up, right, is that I'm an owner of this project. This thing got as high as 1.7 ETH in the past like 10 or 15 days. And at this point, it's at basically a 0.86 floor. And with ETH moving up, and I like this project, don't get me wrong. Like, I would hold this long term. I was disappointed by the news event of the token release. That definitely disappointed me. But the token apparently rewards those that have held the project for the longest. And I've actually been holding this since the day it came out, or yeah, I think literally the day it came out. So I'd imagine that I'll get a lot of rewards. I don't know what those rewards necessarily look like, but between this, Deadfellas, I feel like I'm going to be fine because Halloween is going to be a news event. But at the same time, if ETH really, really, really rips, it's actually a really tough decision for me to make. And the Wanderers, for example, is a steady half ETH floor. And so all of these projects that I'm up considerably on, I would love to liquidate to take profits, but at the same time, I don't want to sell too early.
0.5 floor,
Nick,
baby. 0.5 floor on my toad
very
runner.
nice.
There we
You're
go.
you're on it, man.
Let's
You're the
get a
man.
fucking gain. Come
Let's
on. We
let's
need
get
one.
it.
We need one.
Let's go, Nick. Nick, you got this, bro. Forget about all the losses. You are good. But anyway, with Ape Gang, which me and Nick are in, the idea was that thing's going to really rip, but is that thing going to really rip alongside ETH? So these are the things that I've been thinking about, Nick. I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts on the market conditions, on selling right now? What do you think's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I think volume's a little weak at this level, and we're still not seeing any like movement at the top, which is usually kind of like creates kind of a trickle down effect. We're seeing like a lot of pumps from the bottom, and a lot of it is just it's maybe 10-15% of the new projects are like working out, so you have to have like a very high hit rate to be successful, riding projects up. And the mid range is kind of flat or like pulling back. I wouldn't call it like a bear market. It's more of like a lull, that we're sitting in. um so I think that like if you're uncertain about like the future direction, it's always a good time to just trim a little bit of your bags, but not all of them. Because then like no matter what happens, you still kind of feel okay. If things hit a nice rebound and they bounce back up, you're like, hey, I didn't paper my whole bag. You're also taking profits too, right? And taking some pretty healthy profits. So like it's hard to ever kind of be disappointed if you pull like a 4x off the table. Are you sitting on multiple of these? Like, do you have like two groupies or three groupies or just
I have
one?
two groupies, two dead fellas, one wanderer.
Yeah, so I'd probably keep the wanderer and maybe trim one groupie, one dead fella, and then if it goes down, you're not mad, and if it goes up, you're not mad. That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just keeping 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the market. That way you're just nimble.
And
Kevin,
on this comment, or what were you going to say, Pio?
I was going to say, Kevin
You want
asked
to move your
about
mouse a
Creature.
little first, though? You want to just move that around so we can listen to it?
Yeah,
Maybe,
so
Oh
yeah,
my God.
maybe breathe into them or like directly into the
Creatures was
microphone.
like my last like big win. I had like 6 of them, and I like flipped 5 of them for like 2.5 to 3. And I'm still holding on to one happily. I agree. I like it. I think it's a strong project.
I'm just holding indefinitely. So this one will be a long-term
too.
hold. Toads will be now a long-term hold. I'll keep holding my Bored Ape. I'll keep holding. What other ones do I got? My Damien Hirst, which has gone from 20 ETH as low as 5. I'll just keep holding it. At this point, any of the big ones, I don't want to pay taxes on them right now. I'm not. It turns out that I'm not a great trader. All my trades have been absolutely disastrous. All of the white lists that I personally get into have been gains. And so anything other than that has been complete garbage. And I'm not participating in this whole NFT ecosystem anymore, guys. So this was the last one. Thank you. Good night.
It was good having you as a partner in crime. And I get it. You'll be back though. It's like trying to quit like a hard drug. Like you got 3 months.
You got some of those NFTs?
Yeah.
Well, like,
NFTs.
look at dude, it was just such a lonely sight just seeing the microphone there without Nick's vibrant, presence being in front of it. I hope that you
Angelic
never
energy.
Oh my goodness. I hope you never put us through that again. Someone said I can be new host. You're very replaceable, Nick. I mean, let's be real. Well, look, I mean, I think that Nick said something that's really stuck with me, to his credit, which is that he said you don't really worry about like the state of the NFT market at the macro level when you're in really good stuff. And I couldn't agree more. Like, we have my vault account up. I've got the 2 pixel vault planets. I've got the creature. I got the curio card. I got the mutant ape, and I got the PAX Lost Poets page. I'm just not worried about these, and I don't think about them. I don't think about current condition of ETH and the other markets. I'm just totally comfortable holding these for the long term. So, yeah, I mean, like, there's quality projects. There's this VAC project that it looks like Adam heard about.
Can you hide that one, please? Come on, man. Let's not tip people off about it. And you literally have a blank page sitting on the screen right now, taking up 50% of the real estate.
That's art right there. That's Damian Hirst's in PAX collab.
Let's go.
And it's also Oprah's first entry into NFTs as well, alongside a lot of other phenomenally talented people, all that filled that blank page.
This is Nick's favorite project right here.
Well, you pulled up Uranus, which I'm fine with. Not as big of a fan of Jupiter, as we're all familiar with. So I'll just stop on that. Actually, I got one last thing to add on this. You loaded it up.
Boy.
Let me just share one comment on this.
Okay.
One thing that's interesting, and I asked this the other day when I was on the stage. They brought me on, and that was very nice of them. And I'm still holding them. I'm not selling them. I'm generally a fan of this project. But let's talk about what the pitch here is, which is that we all get to vote. The community gets to vote in the future of this project. 45% of that vote is going to come from Pixel Vault. So let's just start with that. The company that has raised the money gets 45% of the vote. So all you need is 5% to put you over to match whatever their vote is, right? So, and I asked them on stage, I say, how do those votes get counted? So let's say I'm on Jupiter and only 10 people on Jupiter vote. How does that get accounted? Well, it turns out that Jupiter vote gets its allocated percentage of the vote. So it's not collective, it is per planet. Very interesting. But here's the problem. You need more than 50% of people, or actually more like 90% of people, to vote against Pixel Vault in order for for a vote to go through for the majority. That's the thing where it just doesn't make sense to me. So who's really controlling that world? That's the only question I'm going to ask about that. It didn't make a ton of sense, but I didn't want to ask it while on stage, simply because I didn't want to FUD in their room where they're there with a bunch of their fans, talking about this project and getting people excited and trying to sell more. It's just disrespectful to go in there and just start really talking shit. But that is the thing that I don't understand. The whole pitch of this is that we have however many people, on Pixel Vault, the whole pitch is that we control the future of this game. And I just don't buy it. It's complete nonsense. In terms of the foxes, I bought one this morning, Brad. Anything else that we got here?
I got some potentially like...
Pio, can you move that mouse closer to the microphone as well? Really?
I got some potential cream of the crop alpha. I will accumulate a position before I share it in Discord, but I have found a wallet that is receiving regular transfers from a Binance account in the exact same quantity. This account has started buying 30 minutes ago. They bought a crypto toad, made it their profile pick, and now they're accumulating slowly, but every 2 minutes buying the floor of a project. And meanwhile, their account is slowly being loaded up every 10 minutes with the exact same Ethereum amount.
Okay. What do we read into this, Nick?
Get into our Discord if you want me to, because I will drop the alpha there first after I.
There we go. And so that Discord
get into the Discord.
The Nifty.com /Discord is where you're going to want to be if you want this alpha that Nick's about to leak and the story that we're about to tell.
And it's fucking
clickbait.
And it's fucking good because this is, we already know about this.
Don't say anymore. Don't say anymore. And guys, subscribe. There's a bunch of people watching right now. Subscribe to the YouTube. Come on. Just do it.
Smash the subscribe button. Hit that like button. And write in the comments that Pio can go hike up a river because he sucks with his microphone. That he needs to buy a nice microphone stand. Let him know. Buy that microphone stand.
Join the Discord. Subscribe.
This is the Nifty Alpha, where we talk about this NFT stuff, and we go through volatile emotions on this show. I'll tell you. We had Nick go offline for a moment there. You had me cursing about whatever it was, and that was a pain in the butt. But
can we get a full gas? Fuck.
What's that?
I just want gas. That's not insane.
So. Well, you got to let for this drop to go down a little bit here. But I do see someone else saying the Discord link doesn't work. What? You got to go to https://www.thenifty.com/discord. Check out that URL. I'm very confident. Oh, you know which link doesn't work is the one that you put in all the descriptions, Pio.
Fuck. All right, I'll fix that. Sorry.
Can you just post it in the comments? Yeah. So Pio's not
Sorry,
really
guys.
good with the administrative side of things, but I really appreciate all the comments here. What Discord link was that? Is that the proper URL?
Yeah, it doesn't matter, dude. Just click on that link. My bad, everybody. I'm sorry that I fucked up the descriptions. And yeah, just join the Discord, subscribe to the channel. Nick gives you free money almost every day.
I don't know about that. Here's the one rule of this show. Don't buy anything that I buy because you're going to lose money. Unless I've DM'd it to Nick and Pio as my hot tip. But those hot tips, they don't come around very often. They come around every few weeks minimum or maximum. Usually once a month. That's when you get the good, juicy juice. So that's where it's coming from. Thanks again for watching. Is there anything else that we need to share with this incredible audience?
Just subscribe and listen to the morning show on Twitter Spaces. All of our Twitter handles are on screen right now. And if you want to follow one of us, all of us, you'll be able to see that we do a Twitter Space every morning and we let speakers from the crowd on stage. In fact, those speakers from the crowd are an integral part of the show. And we want you to come on stage and not shill your project, but instead contribute alpha and trade discussion that everybody can learn from and enjoy. So it's an interactive show, just like you guys interact with us here through the chat. You can actually interact with us vocally and yell at us. Let Nick know that he needs to stop commenting on my administrative skills, commenting on my mouse, commenting on my
sticker on my phone. What do you think of that? That's a brand new hot sticker that you can get.
Is very dope. All right, well, we got to wrap. Thank you, everybody, for watching. See you in the Discord. Look out for Nick's Alpha. It's coming in the Discord, apparently.
Within minutes.
I can't wait for it.
Coming within minutes.